Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Real Tough Candy from realtoughcandy.io, popping back on for another video. Today we are looking at StudioWeb by Stefan Mischook. Now, some of you, maybe many of you, have heard of Stef. He has a pretty big YouTube channel where he talks about software development, getting into the industry, and getting those skills needed to enter and succeed in the industry. He has been teaching for about 10 years, according to his bio on YouTube, and building sites since 1994. He is an industry veteran, which is something that's kind of rare in the world of web development education. What do I mean by that? Well, in the last couple of years, we've seen these educational materials kind of mushroom cloud in popularity. A lot of people, they don't have any teaching experience, so they're giving it their first shot. A lot of the material just isn't up to standard. People are reading from slides. It's clear that Stef in these courses, and we'll take a look at all the courses in just a second. As an instructor, he does have a high trust factor, and so that was good to see. He offers numerous learning packages on this platform. A lot of it is marketed towards people who are in high school and even grade schoolers, but this is also applicable to people who are a little older, outside of high school, outside of college even. As I mentioned earlier, there are different packages and different courses. So packages, you get your choice of Complete Web Designer, Complete Web Developer, Beginner's Python 3 and Career Paths, and Complete Web Entrepreneur. This one is one we'll take a look at deeper in just a minute, but there are also individual courses. So if you don't want the full deal, you don't want the full web developer experience, you can just pick CSS 3, Python 3, JavaScript Foundations, even PHP 7. Going back up here to the Complete Web Developer, which is probably what most people watching this are interested in, here is what you get. Lifetime access to 350 video lessons, which is 40 plus hours of video that covers everything you need to become a web developer, including list incoming, HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, PHP 7, SQL, MySQL, e-commerce shopping cart with PayPal API, custom CMS, WordPress, and more, 900 code challenges and multiple choice questions, and a unique gamified experience. Included here, now there are a lot of pictures here, I'll just zoom right down here, Web Foundations, HTML5 Foundations, CSS3 Foundations, JavaScript Foundations, PHP 7 Foundations, Databases and SQL Foundations. Are we sensing a theme here? This package is meant for code newbies. If you do have web development experience, a lot of these chapters may be a little redundant, may be a little too 101 for you. However, if you're a code newbie or if you've never been exposed to some of these technologies or languages like PHP, this could be a good option. And it looks like you also are getting some legacy content called Classic Course. Not really sure. The package I got was a custom one. The other thing I'd like to point out is that in the PHP course, you're actually learning PHP 7. PHP resources are really hard to find when we're talking about modern editions. PHP 7 is a few years old now, but even still, a lot of these tutorials, a lot of these courses are teaching some version of PHP 5, which doesn't even have support anymore. So teaching something that's not supported, you're going to come into a lot of problems with that. PHP 7 is the more modern version. To be totally transparent, PHP 8 is coming out soon, but just getting these materials to PHP 7 is a big freaking deal. So I have a custom package here. This is my account. I have HTML5 Foundations, CSS3 Foundations, JavaScript Foundations, also Beginner's Python 3, PHP 7 Foundations, and PHP and MySQL. This was a custom package Stef gave to me to try out, but I just wanted to be transparent with that because these courses together are not available as any pre-built package. So these videos, not just for PHP, but for all the rest of the courses, JavaScript, HTML, almost all of them, if not all of them, are under 10 minutes. So he does make it very manageable. Most of these are lectures. The way the lectures are set up and the way the videos flow is more designed for you to watch the lecture and then go and try and do it on your own. And then after each video, you get quizzed. So question 1 of 2, which option below is true about PHP sessions? Sessions are super global, sessions are arrays, sessions can be used on all your PHP pages, sessions track the people using your site. I'm gonna go with all of the above. Booyah! And it's a gamified environment, so it feels like you're making progress. 1,135 points, baby, what? Let's go down here to the PHP and MySQL section. The details of this course are spelled out on the landing page right here, but the rest of these aren't. So I don't know why that is, but it's good to see this down here anyways. Let's go inside here, and in this course, you will have an introduction to MySQL, basic PHP MyAdmin, database basics, MySQL and PHP. Now going down here, there is a really cool video. This lecture is really neat because he uses an iPad here with the different colors to illustrate MySQL and how it works with PHP and all the things that go on in between it. And I think this is one of his best lectures on here. It's 6 minutes, but just the way he explains it and the way it's presented is really memorable. This is another thing I haven't seen people do, getting creative with the videos. Usually they're screencasts, and that's okay. You know, screencasts are really good for teaching too. But this is an integration that is unique, so it's memorable, and what he's talking about is really relevant.
SQL, this library works with a whole bunch of databases, could be Postgres, SQL Server, Oracle. You'd have to look up the list. It's not too important right now. So why do we have these two libraries? Well, programmers have different points of view about certain things, but the big advantage that they'll talk about with PHP PDO is that it allows you to, again, to be able to talk to a whole bunch of different databases without having to change your code.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Complete Web Developer package does include this course as well. It is really light on projects. Down here in Chapter 12, there are some mini projects. He does one with Canvas, drawing with JavaScript and animation. He's focusing on stuff that's much easier to implement, which again is great for code newbies because it's not overwhelming. I also highly approve of this derpy sheep. The JavaScript foundations are the things you would expect in any foundational course. Introduction to JavaScript, event handlers, JavaScript errors, variables, functions, decisions in code, loops, objects and arrays. There is no ES6 in this course. So eventually you're going to have to migrate and learn some ES6. If you're trying to land a job, you're probably going to have to accent or complement this material with other things when it comes to JavaScript, because ES6 is so important with modern web development. Also, no frameworks in this course, something you may have to learn after you pick up these foundations. So all in all, I think the pros of this course, number one, is taught by an industry veteran. I also like the nice mix of technologies. When I saw PHP 7, I got really excited because there just aren't that many tutorials out there and courses that touch upon PHP 7. Also, I like the manageable video and course lengths. This is great for newbies. Some of the cons, no major projects with JavaScript. You're going to have to look elsewhere for those. Student support was difficult to find. I did some pecking around and eventually found a student support group on a different site. So that was really tricky to find. I would like to see some easier to access resources to get help. And also it is kind of difficult to track your progress if you don't answer the questions. If you do answer the questions and you get them right, you get a green check mark. But if you're just watching the videos and completing the videos, you'll never know which ones you watched and which ones you didn't. It would be nice to see a progress bar or something to indicate to me which videos I've watched and which videos I haven't. StudioWeb in general can also be a good remedial education option. Like what I'm saying is if you found online coding bootcamp type courses to be too much, you need something that's a little more gentle. You need something that's a little less intense. This is a good place to go. If you're enrolled in StudioWeb, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.